Keiichi, I'm sorry to say, but lynchings tend to be brutal murders. To be honest, he is 16. He's a little dumb boy. A Colonel Sanders? Ah, of course that's right up her alley. I understand her wanting to take home Satoko and Rika-chan, but I can't understand the Colonel Sanders. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? Probably better to hear it from Rena, don't you think? She'll probably just say, because it's so cute, though. Does Rena often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure? Every now and again, she says she's going to have a look. But a girl her age rummaging around in the garbage is, well, if Rena enjoys this, then I think it's fine. Struggling. What were they doing over there? Jam construction? It had been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch. It was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought came from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right. It was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir and we had no say in the matter. So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. I'm sorry. I didn't keep you, did I? My deepest apologies, Keiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose. Satoko? Wait to use the can until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it shoots right out. How dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself? Who was she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Now then, gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point to discussion. He, Keiichi Maibara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in activities. What say you? Rena has no objection. Oh, I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. Me and Satoko both approve. The three that Mion had queried voiced their approval. Wow. A unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Maibara-kun. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer you if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along. You're so naive, Rena. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest. This is starting to sound a bit sketchy. So what kind of club was it? To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together. Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically, this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use by playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day. It seemed that, depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each other, win or loss, as if your life depends on it. Alright? What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. The first rule of our society, aim only for first place. Going at it half-assed just because it's a game is not allowed. Rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Satoko said it, it sounded like she was saying, use any means necessary. Of course, I'll do my best too. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best. I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to just play for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. A word of warning, Kei-chan. Rena can get pretty nasty. The initiation looks like it's going to be rough. Mion began fishing. Mion began fishing around the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. Complicated games will put Kei-chan at a disadvantage. So today, we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game, like Old Bachelor? Alright, let's do this. Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time, the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? Whoa, it won't be oil-based paint, right? Right? Oil-based face painting with oil-based paint? That is perfect! Sadako cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. If it's going to be like this, then I can't lose either. Then I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. There's only one difference. There's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game. I'll take out the card now. Rena took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Wow, I can read so well. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the end game. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, while all gauging each other's reactions. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way. Can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is? Remember the second rule of our society. Keiichi-san must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique. Keiichi-kun should be able to remember them pretty quickly. She said that so matter-of-factly. Suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were simply playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That bachelor's confidence would soon be crushed. How about I tell you your hand starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen. Wah! By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. Gah! I can tell what they are even if you switch them around. I'm out. I thought I was prepared, but for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. Demons. You're all demons. Rena isn't a demon, are you? Sorry, Keiichi-kun. This is the 3 of hearts, isn't it? I'm out. Wah! Not even a hint of mercy. Rena, even Rika-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their nets and were dropped into a death match on a deserted island, these guys would probably take it to the fish to water. Take to it like fish to... okay. Okay, I've read it right. I just had the metaphor go right over my head. Got it. Fishy fish. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. It was the lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever had the lowest point total wins. Since Keiichi finished last, he has 5 points. There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard. I think that's unfair to Keiichi-kun if we don't use the new deck. It's fine, it's fine. Keiichi-chan is a man after all. He can just turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right? It's a fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak their pillow in tears, don't you think? A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's. Keep on fighting, yeah? Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I can muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maibara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Rena said, each card has its own distinct markings that made them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory. Whoa, great Keiichi-kun, just like that. I cover the uniquely marked cards with my hands or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. The one with the ripped corner should be the 5. And I'm out. I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned out her cards for me. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one? I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it. There was a bit of dismay in her expression. Like she doesn't want it taken, that kind of expression. I won't let the momentary lapse slip by me. I know. It's this one. Got it. 7 of spades. A cheer of ooh rang out. What is this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart. It wasn't from the memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in their expressions as I was selecting a card were enough. Can't hide it from you, Kei-chan. This mark means it's the 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled by her own misread. Of course everyone else was too. Whoa, it's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong. No. Kei-chan, could it be you? They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch. So I put a new one on it. Are you saying he disguised it as the 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wits. Keiichi landed a clean hit. Clap, clap, clap. That's great, Keiichi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know? Having defeated the forerunner, Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I couldn't end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. Wahahaha! That should be proverbial slap in the face to Mion. It was at the top already, ensured victory. Even if Keiichi-chan gets first place this round, it'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do. Let's have a duel. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it? She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. Goading? Interesting. One chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with a joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card in my right or the card in my left. Kei-chan can guess which hand the joker's in, then he wins. When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the joker, did you? If you lose, I'll show you the card in the other hand. That okay? The other 3 gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events. Alright, you got it. Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I need to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was. Which one, I wonder? Keiichi-kun, be careful. Yeah, of course, this is my chance for a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little bear. It wasn't one I had seen before. Ah, that card is... I didn't let that bit from Sadako slip by me. Myeon clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the smaller number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that the card already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. Oh. Kei-chan thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based slowly on Satoko's reaction? More carefully. Ah, I remember now. That mark, the left card. No doubt about it. The 7 of clubs. It's the 7 of clubs, I see. I've won. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. And then, just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. I would expect no less from you. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at the sudden halt, right before you confirmed the right card was the Joker. Huh? What could Keiichi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh. Oh. What makes you so certain the right one isn't the Joker, Kei-chan? Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs. Then, doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right? Yeah, one of those is the Joker, right? Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Rika-chan, what do you mean by... So basically, the 7 of clubs, I discovered that by matching it with Satoko's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile. So that means... Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards, then aligned it over the left card. That means... I see. I get it. This left card is being disguised as a 7 of clubs, right? It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one! It was a tense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, that first one to speak was Mion. The first one to speak was Mion. I can do the reads very well. Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is the best. The best of the best of the best! That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory. Huh? Rika-chan is... Rena and Satoko gaped at us, as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Rena? It's not as if I cheated or anything, right? This was fair and square. Rika, only pet someone on the head to console them. Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Rena let out a small shriek. Keiichi-kun! This is how it was! You know, Kei-chan. I thought you'd read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If he had jumped to conclusions like a little brat, then I would have lost. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Kei-chan, you know, you should take pride in this loss. She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card hid under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable. It was the 2 of diamonds. It was the setup behind the setup. If I just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it. I, Mion Sonozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Mayabara's membership into our club. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everyone let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mion Sonozaki, and our exalted loser is Keiichi Mayabara. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt like I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it was unexpectedly felt rather refreshing. Okay, I can read. When Mi-chan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited, thinking she's gonna do it again. When Keiichi-san stopped the moment before touching the correct card, I thought, he fell for it. He fell for it quite handily. Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly? Everyone got excited to make it more fun. You're all demons, you monsters. Now then, Kei-chan, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It would be a problem if you refused to come to school. The other three members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker, and it's large and oil-based. Okay, here we go. She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No! I let out my death throes. As soon as the club activities were finished, Rena flew off. Just became an airplane all of a sudden, just zoomed right out of there. It was weird. Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to come home yesterday. To take home yesterday. So today was just Mion and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Rena would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure, meaning that damn construction site from before. Oh, right. Mion would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, at that damn construction site. Did something happen there? Long ago? Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations. It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the dam reservoir. I would have fought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Mion spoke excitedly, as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You were facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators. As a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders? None. She promptly cut me off. The same as Rena had. Her words signaled the end of a discussion. Tomitake-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated. Is that correct? I don't know. I sighed dejectedly inside. Later. See you tomorrow. Kei-chan, you can't wash that off until you get home. Got it? I got it. I won't. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mion. You shall rue this day. If our roles are ever reversed, I'm going to slap it on. Unstated, yes, good job. Honestly, when I was like first kind of like glancing ahead to read before reading out loud, as one does, I for whatever reason read it as unsalted. I'm just very smart. Anyways, all over your face so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scoring pad. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear. Welcome home, Kyute. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay? He can't come up with a new idea? If our roles are ever reversed, I wouldn't now because I'm not familiar with the details of Higurashi, but that just sounds like foreshadowing. Foreshadowing in what way are you thinking? Art block is definitely a good reason to be frustrated, though, honestly. It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Ah, that is also a fair reason to be in a rut. Your dad needs time to recharge or he doesn't work as well. Mood. Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Mayabaras. You've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside outside rather than wandering around the house? The theme of the piece this time is in the household. How convenient. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motif. That's quite a bothersome motif. Keiichi, pick up your room. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Come on. Please don't use my room as the motif. Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner. So please go take a walk out back or something. His bad mood is only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It wouldn't be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Mion or Satoko ever found out about that... I smiled wryly. Oh yeah, Rena was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Tomitake-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Rena and Mion denied knowing anything about. If I meet him again, I'd like to ask for more details. Fucking hell. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That is my real intention. I spotted Rena struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Rena would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitake-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey Rena, looks like you're working up a sweat. Whoa, Keiichi-kun. What brings you to a place like this? A place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it, at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where is the injured party? Huh? Accident? Huh? But there was a report Colonel Sanders was buried alive in this trash pile. Huh? Oh, that. You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Kiichi-kun. I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out. Huh? You came? For me? Oh. When I filled my quota for today, if I don't see Rena blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding. You're embarrassing me now. So, huh? What part was the joke? What part was it? I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So where is Colonel Sanders? Sorry. Can't you see him in that gap? He's really buried in there. The Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials like they were caging him inside. According to Rena, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way she'd be able to do that with her slender arms. But Colonel Sanders, so cute. There's a chain on the Colonel Sanders at the store. This one, though. I should be able to take this one home. Oh. If Rena gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in the front of the store. As Rena's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with the crime. Good luck with that, Keiichi-kun. Out of the way, I'll do it. Rena blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done. Keiichi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help. You just get out of the way, so stay back. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. That was not... that was not elegant. With this Colonel Sanders is a reference to the limited edition teddy bear, I really can't blame Rena. I don't know what you're talking about with the limited edition teddy bear, but this is blatantly like a statue that they would have in front of a storefront. That is what this is. Damn it! No matter how much I throw out, there was still more. Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Rena, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I need an axe or saw or something. That's enough, Keiichi-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard. I'm just doing it for you, Rena. Don't worry about it. Oh, weird. For some reason, I thought it was the Colonel Sanders plush. No, it's blatantly a statue that's in front of a storefront. That's why she would, in theory, steal the one in front of the store that's chained down. If she can't get this one. Rena began sputtering and turned beet red. Whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. I guess I just need a break. And this is pretty tough. I sprawled on my back over the grassy slope. Why was I going to read that as greasy? That would have been gross as fuck. Ah, yes, the greasy slope. Let's smother ourselves in it. No, it's grassy. Grassy, not greasy. I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat. Rena patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice. Well, wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay? Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rena took off running. The cries of the higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rena was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken. I believe it was around here. There it was. They were bound stacks of not so reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. If it was just as Tomitake-san said, then undoubtedly there would be mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There's no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well. So it had to be recorded. Somewhere. I'm unfastened at the... I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was so hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. Kyute is sicking his these are troubled times. LMAO. I mean, this takes place in the 80s. But were you not thinking that when you were 16? Come on, be honest. Thinks back to myself at 16. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often checking to see if Rena had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine. But it wasn't just that. Both Rena and Mion said they didn't know. But it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomitake-san wasn't lying. Then if both Rena and Mion... yeah, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. Hung. An incident that neither Rena nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Hinamizawa, dam worker, lynching, murder by dismemberment. I don't know why I read it like that. Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and they weren't easy to open. Rena could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspaper reporters were all bathing in it. We're all bathing it in camera flashes. Okay. Got it. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site, lynching and murder/dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as. It happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces, the head, arm, legs, and torso. I couldn't understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter, a brutal murder. Done by a group of people. With hatchets. With pickaxes. With an axe. Ah! Eek, sorry. Did I startle you? Rena dropped the axe she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. What? Dropped the axe she was holding onto. Oh. Okay. She dropped it onto the grass. Got it. Keiichi, I'm sorry to say, but lynchings tend to be brutal murders. To be honest, he is 16. He's a little dumb boy. Keiichi-kun, you see, earlier, yeah, you said you would help if I had an axe, didn't you? It would help if I... It would... I got this. Take two. Keiichi-kun, you see, earlier, yeah? You said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you? So then I brought an axe for you from the shed. Rena fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. It seemed I had been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry, I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well. I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break the last beam without an axe. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright? Okay. Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right? You're right. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home, too. We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Rena brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin Number XXX, Hinamizawa's electrical development master plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa: Takatsudo, Kyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yagochi. The submerged area includes 291 houses. I'm smart. Population 1,251. 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumber yard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. That is a shit ton of stuff to lose. Like, what? All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land is just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company openly refused. So good at these words. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter, and so they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understood that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity. And they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onigafuchi Defense Alliance had been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered had not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onigafuchi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman, Kiichiro Kimiyoshi. Special tabloid report. Heck yeah. Magazine time. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder / dismemberment. In X month of X day in XX prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction worksite in Shishibone City, a bone-chilling gruesome murder / dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam. The They probably didn't mention to kill him. They probably didn't mean to kill him at first. But as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. Archipelago? Archipelago? I don't know. I'm not good at the fancy words. Obviously. I'm not good at the regular words either. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with the body with boof, which nobody thought was alive. Archipelago? I mean, the second way I said it was kind of intentionally wrong, to be honest. Thank you for the pets, though. Pets are good. XX-san had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first, it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself into the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, XX, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. See, Bun Bun gets all the pets. Yay! Wonderful, wonderful. I'm. Why have you forsaken me with your fancy schmancy text? Anyways. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area. But the de facto leader feared that the consciousness of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden. I somehow think I fucked that up still, but we're moving on. And came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. XX had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. XX had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but XX threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. But X's plans collapsed in the span of one night. XXX, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he had been treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader, XX, whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by XX has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. Elude? Yeah, I guess that's right. What could the police be doing? Nothing. They are the police after all. It appears that XX had said he was going to throw the body, right arm, into the marsh. XX's car was discovered abandoned near the marsh, but there were no clues to his whereabouts. XX didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and use his car as a decoy. Of course, I'd had that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. But within that station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onigafuchi, the Ogre's Abyss. Ogre. The Ogre's Abyss. And it's said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from hell that was XX. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the marsh? Fam? What about... What? What? Got something to say, punk? I am trying my best here. My best isn't very good, but I am trying. Okay? Playing Genshin like Ore? Grr. I don't think that's how you intended me to read that as, but I definitely read that as Ore. The Zinjin Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune. Prosperous future. Ladies leaping into your arms. Business success. Promotions. Ambition. Protection from harm. Or in English is pronounced the same as or. Yeah. It took me a minute to process you meant or. But Nihongo's, it is ore. It is an actual word. So, not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed or your money back. Jin Dragon Bracelet DX One Piece. 27,800 yen. The function of this school as an education facility is very questionable. Indeed. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only thing we do together are the warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together. No helping it. Everybody's a different age or gender. The only rule was that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising. All the little kids are gallivanting about. I got this, guys. I got this. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education probably completely forgot about the school. Probably. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all together now. What shall we do today for our PE? Alright. We have all of our members gathered now. Now then, class representative, what shall we do for PE today? What shall we do? Mion harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area. Explosive power and endurance. There are no friends in the world of sports. Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust in is your own body. What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga. I equipped without missing a beat. And so, we'll be taking a lesson from history. The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag. It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much. Just what I was hoping for. The dunderhead Keiichi-san shall be the first one to be it. I won't be beaten. I'll try my best too. You can't beat me. Why are you guys all so into it? The third rule of our society. You must participate... The third rule of our society, you must partake in the game, enjoying it without question. Then, this counts as a club activity? Everyone smirked at each other. They all seemed pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with the girls of my own age. With any girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Satoko looked like they were aiming for victory, and Rena was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage. Fine. Tag. I'm in. My yell echoed across the school grounds. The YouTube video for this one's gonna be hilarious. You better fucking watch it, damn boy. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner. But we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also became it. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The endgame would become a hellish siege. They call the version we're playing here zombie tag, you see. I see. Anyone affected by a zombie turns into a zombie. Why do you make it sound so scary? I wonder. As soon as I catch Rena, I'm gonna tear out her entrails while she's still alive. BRAB, Markiplier. I'm gonna go grab some snacks. Please call me Markiplier from now on. I can accept that. Not PewDiePie. Gross, Katie-kun, that's gross. Rika-chan placed her hand on Rena's head as she panicked. Don't worry. Before Keiichi gobbles you down, I'll eat you up gently. Rika, that isn't comforting at all. Both Mion and I nodded deeply. So, the first hit, how do you decide who's the zombie? With rock, paper, scissors? Well, it is class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions. I'll ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from. What does the Japanese word roku mean? Huh? I was bewildered by the sudden question. Mion repeated it. So you need to answer. What's roku in English? It's 6. How about katsushita? Katsushita. I got this. Katsushita. Sucks. What's the third last letter in the alphabet? It's X. What does seibetsu mean? Of course I know what that is. Satoko cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see. It's quite a lewd question. You're an adult, aren't you? Of course you know what it is, right? I certainly do. Of course I know. Then go ahead and say it. That, that. What does that mean exactly? Oh, Satoko looks like she's in trouble. How cute. Don't take her home. It's a crime. If I didn't nip it in the bud, she really might try to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Satoko stammer. Now then, go ahead and say it, nice and loudly. What does that mean? I do know. Say it. That means a person, thing, idea, action, or event that has been previously indicated in context. Huh? Ah. All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see. Well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I would have done in Satoko's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt out, you know what, at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as an enemy, Mion Sonozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole. She already is a perverted asshole, though, regardless of her gender. Come on, Keiichi, get with the times. It appears I have no choice. Unfortunately, I, Satoko Hojo, shall assume the role of the zombie. I shall eat everyone. Seems like she's raring to go. All I must do is count to 100, correct? Some jerks skip numbers while counting to 100, so you can start chasing after you solve this problem. Well, Keiichi-kun, give her a simple one, okay? 1/5 of a cake, 1/6 of a cake, and 1/7 of a cake are all on one plate. Oh no. There's no common denominators? Satoko grabbed a stick in a panic and began drawing a cake in fractions on the ground. If Satoko, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted. Ready? Go! On a Mion's signal, everyone but Satoko scattered. Keiichi-kun, that wasn't a problem at all, was it? Satoko had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Man, not even I could figure that out on the spot. Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills, like Mion, for example. The fact that I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over those school groundings, I saw Satoko just rising up to the start. She was really, really mad. Mwahaha! She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sight lines in two directions. It would probably have had a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Ugh. Now, think calmly, Keiichi Maibara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. Then going after the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack. Meaning, me. Now then, where could Keiichi-san possibly be? I shan't let you escape. But of course, what would be the best method to track me down? Footprints or smell, or maybe some type of trail. If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there would be no trail for Satoko to follow. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this? Tomita Okamura, have you seen Keiichi-san recently? What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Tomita-kun and Omakura-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was headed in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with these surroundings. If that's how it was going to be, then to confront this intelligence-gathering zombie, I'd counter it in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball. I'm sorry, but could you relay this message? Tell Satoko Hojo that her parents are at the gate, please. Message. Okay. I stopped the girls as they turned to run off. Wait, don't go yet. Also take this one to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. I'm quite the schemer if I do say so myself. If things went well, then Satoko and Mion would run into each other at the gates. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it, but this was Mion we were talking about. She had figured out a way to escape. But that was just fine, as long as it brought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Satoko, in the palm of my hand. Having my fill of playing the con man, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I'd only bought myself a scant amount of time, and it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent I started spreading false information through messengers, I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That would mean there'd be more zombies than participants in this game. The virus that was brought about by the virus that was brought about by mischief could cause an epidemic. All my classmates would transform into zombies. It would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. I found a shed by the incubator behind the school. Incinerator. Why would a school have an incubator? Found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. I guess both things keep things warm. Maybe the hatching chicks. Maybe. Little school project hatching some chicks. The lower grades are running around below the shed. Maibara-san isn't around. Is he over there? Nope. Where's Keiichi-san, I wonder? Oh yeah, that's actually a legit thing, innit? Fucking... Yeah. Okay. His dad is at the front gate. That was definitely a lie. The word gate, the same one I used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd have to search until the school bell. Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san is at? His mom suddenly got really sick. A message from my Barasan. They said his house caught fire and he needs to come to the gate. A jumbo jet fell on top of my Barasan's residence. The police have come to question him. Anything goes now. They say he enjoys peeping They say he enjoys peeping into bathrooms. Huh? Is it true that he's going around every night stealing panties? What were they talking about? I heard he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff. No way I would do that. I heard that class representative Mion was a victim too. What? Grah. This was your doing, Mion. Calm down, Kyute Maibara. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Oh, is the audio not working? What the fuck? The fuck? How long has it not been working? The fuck? I think it might have not been working this entire time, huh? Like, I don't know if they race chickens, but LHS's FFA club was a big deal. Okay. You guys really weren't able to hear the game the entire time, huh? What? Wait. What audio are you talking about? Use like game sounds, music, soundtrack. You should be able to hear it now. Does Higurashi have sound? Yes, it does. You guys should be able to hear it now. I thought it was a silent game. Oh my god. It was working before I started stream. Like, I checked to make sure how the sound would compare to my voice. I think I took visual novel too literally. You definitely did. Oh my god. I definitely checked before I started stream that it was working fine, so that's dumb. According to my OBS, you should be able to hear the sound now, so... I can't do much if... other than that, but yeah, there's supposed to be audio, Wow. Anyways, going back to this... If our other classmates thought about it logically, they would know it's all nonsense. Anyways, but small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all of these things were true, so they all chuckled together while looking for me. Wahahaha! I win, Mion! It's my victory! Wahahaha! Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory. Did you hear? I heard that the new transfer student Maibara-san is a really perverted person. Yeah. The cost of being Mion had too high a price. Ha! Oh, someone passed below. That's Rena and Rika-chan. Rika-chan, you're still okay? I'm getting by somehow. It seems Mi-chan is it as well. Mion? It couldn't be. She become it because of my little strategy? This confirmed that Mion was behind the relentless message war. Then, this wasn't good. We finally got away from Mi-chan, but Satoko-chan, Satoko is searching around the pipes, so we should be safe here for a while. Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Rena was slumped onto the ground, breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. It couldn't be. Whoa! Rika-chan? What is it? What is it? Huh? Don't worry. I had never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before. Why are you coming closer? Why? Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way! Rika-chan, no! He! Thank you, voice crack. Rena was pressed against the wall when Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out, just like a zombie. Rena quaked. I was gonna say quacked. What the fuck is a quacked? Rena quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror. Heh. Like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Rena's eyes met mine. Keiichi-kun, save me! Tasukete! Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared at me. Found him! I see Kei-chan! Neon popped out from behind the cinder block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantages. Give me a moment. My position was only advantageous. Sure. Was when I was one zombie. Being surrounded was not good. Not as good. You said you located Keiichi-san? I could tell that Satoko was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Rena escape, and now she was baring her fangs in my direction. Ugh. Ah. Come on down, Kei-chan. The three zombies circled the shed, moaning curses. You guys are scary. Too scary. I wonder how Keiichi-san guts taste. Keiichi-san. Keiichi, I want you to become one of us. Someone, please save me. I saw Rena apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology. Sorry. Leaving me for dead? They're only gonna get more scary. Yeah. Rena! I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Satoko and Rika jumped on top of me. After straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. Stop! Stop! Wah! So this means Rena is still left. There isn't much time until the bell. Damn you, Rena! How dare you leave me for dead! The feelings of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt. It's sad. So sad. But Keiichi is one of us now. I felt like I'd been bitten by a vampire and was now one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling, being welcomed over to the side that pursued me. Zombie tag is quite profound. I can read. This is no time to postulate. Ghosts with lingering regrets. Yep. You must capture Rena. The principal is walking down the hall. The bell will ring soon. To devour Rena, I, who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except, I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night, a vampire. Using the same trick that I had tightened the noose around my own neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. I gathered up the lower grades from across the school grounds. Everyone listen, Rena's in big trouble. All of you, please look for Rena. It's a bigger problem than a jumbo jet crashing into your family's house. Oh, yeah, it has turned into that, hadn't it? Mion whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame. Yeah, it's not even in the same league as jumbo jets. What fell on Rena's house was a space colony. A space colony? Yeah, it's a really big disaster. Everything in a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated. But that's only the prelude to this tragic tale. This is the beginning, the start of a war for independence by the propagandability of Xeon. The lower grades were dumbfounded, their eyes like saucers at the grand turn of events. What will happen? Will the Terran Federation lose? If things go like this, they will. Only one person can defeat the Red Comet. That person is Rena Ryugu. I wouldn't put it past this franchise to actually go there, to be honest. The alien thing, or... The lower grade students all gulped. It seemed I'd make them fully understand that this is the fight for Earth was lost without Rena. Now scatter, comrades! We must find Rena! My comrades in the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. The alien thing, yeah. I mean... They do like go into the supernatural, but not in that kind of way, so... There was still one person who hadn't gone. But I thought even the Terran Federation's impulse wave diffusal cannon didn't work on the Comet Empire. You're close. That's the white variety of those comets. The reason it didn't work was because they didn't know the weak point. Of course, Rena knows their weak point all too well. Hugo-san is amazing. Satisfied with that, he also rushed off to look for Rena. Wait, who are they talking to? Oh well. I guess there is the log here. Oh well. We move on. It does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters. Little Kei-chan's abilities? This old man knows them better now. It didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever. Just one of the kids, I think. Yeah, I think so after I read the next line. Really though, how exceptional Keiichi's-san. This looks quite promising. If we have this many, we can win! With this many, we will win! It was nothing that Keiichi-san would have been I was thinking that Keiichi-san would have been a better nominee for the initial zombie. Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I let it slide for now. Not even Rena would be able to escape the entire class. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Rena was finally cornered into the back of the sports equipment shed. You're all scary! Keiichi-kun too! So scary! It was probably scary being chased around by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Rena, saying she was the only one who could save the world. What are you all saying? I can't control a mech! Rena! How could you leave me for dead? Are you ready to pay for it? I'm sorry about that, Keiichi-kun, but I didn't have a choice. Do not resist. Let yourself be devoured. Let's all be together. Now, Rena, say your prayers. Wahaha! Rena had stumbled onto a mat, trembling, with tears in her eyes. I closed in, associating the situation with a familiar, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a bit. Oh. Higurashi 1980, Galactica 1982. Amazing. Satoko and Rika-chan were both wiggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Rena. Rena, wanting no part of what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear. Wait, fuck, didn't you say this takes place in the 80s? Yeah, I did. I thought that was part of the joke. Like, I really thought that was part of your joke there, buddy. Was that not intentional? Keiichi-kun, you wouldn't do mean things like everyone else, would you? Would you? I wonder... This is 1983, I believe? Yeah, it should be. No, I mistyped. Ooh, hello. Now then, are you ready? Are you ready, kids? Okay, so long as it's Keiichi-kun. That sounds really suggestive, Rena. The face she made as she resigned herself to her fate made my heart skip a beat. I believe that Keiichi-kun won't do horrible things to me. Body won't move. That had to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. I meant to say Higurashi Galactica 1980 Space 2. I see. Anyways. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside me died instantly. There was the bell. Game over. Yay! I did it! I survived! Yay! Rena pranced around merrily as if a curse had been broken. So daylight broke in the nick of time, and the evil zombie army disintegrated into dust. And the heroine survived. Well, that's how it goes in the movies anyway. What are you postulating about? This is all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about. Punishment is required. I was subdued by Satoko and Rika-chan and once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles. Eek, forgive me. Then the award for surviving goes to Rena, Yugu, and Mion and Sonozaki. Yay! Huh? Mi-chan wasn't a zombie? Only pretended to be one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know? Oh, Mion, you little... Yeah. Hurry up and change, alright? Don't be late for the next class. Let go of me, Satoko. Rika-chan! Glah! Having had my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore I would have Mion crying for mercy next time. Don't cough like that? I mean, no. I'll cough however I like. Just hearing your laughter from across the hall. After arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I had agreed to meet with Rena to dig Colonel Sanders out of the mountain of treasure from before. Mom, do we have work gloves? I need towels too. Aren't they in the shed out back? The towels are by the sink. Alright, now I was all ready. Looking at me, my mom stared quizzically. What's going on, Keiichi? Where are you headed to in that getup? If they came to dump again illegally, he'll be buried completely and it'll be impossible to dig him out. And if that happens, then they'll be undoubtedly go after Colonel Sanders in front of the fried chicken place in town. A bit of excavating, so my classmate doesn't become a criminal. Well, don't be out too late. That is very valid, Keiichi's mom, because what else could you really say to that? Mom returned to the kitchen with a puzzled expression still on her face. Cutting through the woods as a shortcut to the dam site, I ran into someone. It was Tomitake-san. Probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. It couldn't be that all he took pictures of was handsome young men in the twilight. Hey, long time no see. Keiichi-kun, right? My dear regards. I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything. Tomitake-san is ripped. Yeah, he is. It's apparently what photographers looked like back in the day. By the way, you know, if he didn't have dog tags, I assume he was just a bi himbo. I mean, it's definitely dumb. He gets himself, no, not continuing that sentence. By the way, was that girl an acquaintance of yours? He was probably talking about Rena. Guessing by the way Tomitake-san was taken up. What was that all about? She was walking around with an axe, and she was laughing with a huge smile across her face. That was Rena, without a doubt. It was probably because she couldn't take it home today, so she couldn't hide her excitement. Oh. Okay. Now that I'm not coughing to death. It was probably because she could take it home today, so she couldn't hide her excitement. I hid myself because I thought it might be dangerous. Should I call the cops to be safe? Well, it certainly would be quite the spectacle for a girl of her age to be roaming around with an axe. Tomitake-san's reaction was the epitome of logical. It's fine, it's fine. Just leave her be. She's just wandering around looking for mere victims. Tomitake-san was alarmed by my crass response. Well, it's probably hard for normal people to understand Rena. I'll just touch a bunch of BS out there. Not quite yet, I think. Maybe. I don't know. If he were to be killed out here, she'd probably be the one to do it. Try not to soup too much around here. Try not to foreshadow so much, Kyute-kun. With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Rena was waiting. Before I got too far, Tomitake-san abruptly called out to me. Kyute-kun, is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? I didn't mean that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but... Hahaha! I'll try my best to be careful. Certified dumbass. Leaving only those words behind, Tomitake-san turned around and left. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I wasn't really implying anything when I said that. It was only meant to be a joke, but it felt like I'd said something bad. You did say something bad. Really strong foreshadowing. Bridge. Kyute-kun, I was waiting for you. Let's try our best today. I understood what Tomitake-san was trying to say. Somebody gallivanting about while waving an axe around certainly would seem dangerous. You should cover the axe or something when you have it in public. It's not good to carry it around out of the open like that. Seems that I lost it, so there isn't one. Thinking about it, there really was no need to try to keep up appearances. Everyone in Hinamizawa probably already knew about Rena's eccentricness. She's probably the only one who could carry an axe around Hinamizawa and not be considered suspicious. Facts, though. Ah well, let's finish this today. If he busts through this last beam, I should be able to pull him out. I got everything I need. Leave it to me. Okay. I took the axe from Rena and made my way up to the unstable slope. Just wait, Colonel Sanders. Kyute-kun will save you. Alright, get back. I'll finish this in one go! A solid whack ran across Hinamizawa, as if the job was being done by a lumberjack. How is it? Think you can do it? If it looks too hard, you don't have to strain yourself. If I can break through this, then we'll all be good. We'll be good. I have plenty of power today. I can do it. But this adversary was more formidable than I expected. First of all, I'd never used an axe before. That's a very strong thing that would slap you. Oh, yeah. During a school camping trip, I had wanted to split the wood, but I lost to rock, paper, scissors and wasn't able to do it. Because the spot where I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired. I decided to take a break. Rena had already spread out a tarp and laid down some tea and sweets. I'm fine. I'm almost there. I'll make sure Rena can give Colonel Sandals a goodnight kiss tonight. Yeah. Thanks. Giving Colonel Sanders a goodnight kiss. Oh. Got to think of it, Rena. You're a transfer student too, right? Where did you live before? I asked her nonchalantly while nonchalant today, but I drinking tea. I had thought she lived here all her life. In Kanto. It wasn't as rural as it is out here, but it was still out in the countryside. Why did you move here? To Hinamizawa, I mean. You know, this is pretty far out in the boonies. Why did you move here? Does it have to do with your dad's work? Dad said he wanted to move out to a studio. He'd been saying for a while that somewhere deep in the mountains like this would be perfect. Studio? Is your father an artist or something? He paints scenery. Seems that twice a year he opens a gallery for the stuff he does. When he started, his works were displayed in an industry plaza in Tokyo, but now they are exhibited in Makuhari Messe. He's determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exhibition Hall. That's amazing. Let me see them next time. I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually, I would. I picked myself up while giving some vague answers. But you transferred in the middle of the semester, didn't you? Wasn't that a hassle? Not really. I was getting bored of the city anyway. I was trying to get answers from Rena, but I ended up being the one giving out all the answers. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of the axe and headed back to the work site. The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began their song, as if to tell me to stop and head home for the day. Just a bit more. Today, I would end it! When I started, I chatted with Rena as I worked, but now I didn't have that luxury. Oh yeah! You little! Damn it! I had swung the axe countless times today, just like this. Contact. Shards of wood splintered. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes. I recalled that passage from the tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes are not meant to be swung at people, ever. Unless your name is Rena. With one last swing, the beam cracked apart. The weight I put behind the axe not only split through the beam, but smashed the statue's shoulder as well. No, not the colonel's shoulder. The arm came off with a sickening sound. That's convenient. It clattered down noisily, stopping at my feet. Ah. What's the matter? Are you hurt? Sorry. The figure's arm... I broke it off. Oh, that's all? I thought Kyute could hurt himself. I probably had a guilty look on my face. No, Colonel Sanders. Not the KFC man. The chicken man, no. Rena said that without a hint of dismay as she smiled. We just need to tape it back on and put a coat over him. Nobody will even notice. I see. Let's pull him out then. Can you get that side? Okay. Seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. I laughed dryly at how pathetic I was for considering the arm flopping down and rolling to my feet to be such a bad omen. I mean... Both Rena and Mion knew how sickening that incident was, so they pretended that they didn't know. Colonel Sanders? More like General Fortel. Heh. I had looked it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared. You're pathetic, Keiichi Maibara. Alright, Rena. Let's do this in one go. Ready, and... Whoa. We did it. We did it, Keiichi-kun. Yay. The time to give 3 cheers. The right time to give 3 cheers. And the right time to read things properly for once. Goddamn. That moment of 2 days of work bearing fruit. He who was brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end. Instead, we were able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Sanders. Your new master is a pretty decent person. Wow, Colonel Sanders, he really is cute. It didn't matter that he was dirty. Rena nuzzled him cheerfully with her cheek. I was dead tired, but seeing Rena's happy face made it all worth it. I'll help you carry it back. It'd be bad if it gets dark. Yeah, right. I really want to thank you, Keiichi-kun. I won't forgive this. Think real hard about what you'll do to repay me, okay? Whoa, I wonder what kind of repayment. I wonder. For now, I'll just hold back my evil cackle. You were ready to take it to your house, but we couldn't go like this. We rolled the statue up in the tarp and lifted him. So, Jack and Jill went down the hill carrying a human-sized bag and an unsheathed axe. I prayed that we wouldn't run into Tomitake-san. If he saw us here and took a picture, we'll need to get rid of him. Ha 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 ha. Is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Something struck me as odd about those words Tomitake-san, unable to grasp the sense of humor, my sense of humor, had left behind. Keiichi is special, isn't he? Rena's not here. Do you know where she is, Keiichi? Huh? She was just there, actually. Hey, Mion. Where did Rena go? Rena? Didn't she go to the bathroom? She did say she's been having bowel troubles lately. I hadn't heard anything about that. Satoko, do you know where Rena went? Rena, you say? I just passed her in the hallway. Rena has class duties today, so she's off to water the flower bed. Ah, it was Rena's turn for class duty. That's very much appreciated. Rena, Rena, Rena. Upon hearing it repeated, a thought came to mind. It's weird to say this about someone's name, but it was a weird name. It was like some foreigner's name. What kind of name is Rena, I wonder? What kind of kanji does her name use? Rena is her nickname. She has a proper name as well. What? Really? I was pretty sure Rena Ryugyu was her full name. Well, I can understand you making that mistake since we only call her Rena. And she even signs her name as Rena. It's like her real name in school. I wonder what her real name is. Let's ask her when she comes back. Satoko and Rika-chan looked at each other. You don't need to ask her. We'll tell you what it is. It's the Rei from Ore and the Na from Nara. The real name is Rena Ryugyu. Rena, is it? So it's read out as Rena instead of Rena? That's a pretty interesting reading. No, that's not it. Rena is the correct way. Rena had told us that she wanted us to call her Rena, so we call her Rena. Kei-chan, Rena is Rena, you know? Only strangers call her Rena. You get where this is going? I understand what Mion is saying. It didn't matter what her real name was, only what names we used between us. Rena Ryugyu is Rena. She's nobody other than that. So I was thinking, if I had a nickname, what would you call? Would you call me by that? If it's good. So what do you want to be called? Con Man. Okay, Keiichi. You really are a clown. Rena then came back into the classroom. One of the juniors near the door told Rena people were looking for her. What's this now? Who's looking for me, I wonder? I wonder. Saying that, both Mion and I sneered. Bailiff, Ryugyu doth show herself. Conman, you're quite sinister. Wah-wah. What? What is this? What is this? Keiichi-kun and Michan are evil bailiffs? A con man? Damn you, Renanosuke Ryugyu. Renanosuke. Today doth be when thou meetest thy maker. What the fuck? Have at thee! Wah, wah! Suke-san, Koku-san, show them what for. Aye aye, sir. I expect my fee to be paid to my Swiss bank account. Since it's come to this, we have no choice. We'll just have a grand battle with 5 people. Rena's fierce punches exploded at the proper timing to take out the seal. The evil that was Mion and myself was vanquished in the end. I do hope that Rena does go on a journey to make the world a better place. How about heading to Nagatocho? My destination is decided by where the Kyute stuff gathers. Why did I say Kyute? Which is cute. Anyways. The toll of the bell signaled that break time was over. Come on, Keiichi-kun, Mii-chan. The teacher's coming. I took Rena's hand and stood up. It was just as the teacher had entered the classroom. Just one more hour. Man, oh man. Got to buckle down for one more. Amazing good, amazing good. How was it, Kei-chan? So you went to Renaissance house? Wasn't it amazing? It's nothing like that, right? Right? Kana? Unlike my house, the Ryugu residence wasn't newly constructed. It had been renovated from a pre-existing building. Well, the house itself was fine. The problem was the yard. It was crammed with rows upon rows of oddities. They were all the same as Colonel Sanders, stuff you'd see while walking around in town. The cake shop's mascot, Little Licky. Sus. The Totemon in front of the pharmacy. She even had the amazing flying elephant from the top of the department store. I'll agree with you, those are cute. But why the mailbox? Won't you get in trouble for that one? But, oh, so cute. She must have just thought about it because her face filled with delight. So it's the bigger the better, just as long as it's big. And her room displays the smaller ones. I had a chance to see them before. And cute kids like Rika-chan are locked away in the basement. Yep, I'll keep anything. Oh, cute. So she takes anything she likes back to her nest. No ill will intended. Hey, Rena, you know about the Statue of Liberty in New York, right? Is that cute? Yeah, cute. Oh, I want it. The US should probably come up with some countermeasures. ASAP. If not, the Statue of Liberty really will take a trip to Hinamizawa in the not-so-distant future. What the hell is a Totemon? Oh. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Rika-chan had returned. Words. No fun being called to the staff room. Did you do something? How rude. Rika isn't a hoodlum like Keiichi-san. Probably some mascot. Possibly made up. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Rika-chan had returned. No fun being called to the staff room. Did you do something? Oh wait, I read that. Fucking hell. Rika isn't a hoodlum like Keiichi-san. Nothing like that, Keiichi-kun. Rika-chan is a member of the festival committee. I think it's something made up because even looking it up with Higurashi, I can't find anything. Amazing. Festival? The school cultural festival or something? Kei-chan, I already told you. It's the village festival. The Watakanagashi. I said that wrong. Watanagashi. Oh, come to think of it, she did say there'd be a festival at the shrine during the next break. So, what's this Watanagashi thing about? Is it like a floating lantern festival? Kind of. I guess the last part where you set things adrift in the river is similar. Except we use cotton things, like old worn-out futons and padded cloaks. It's a festival expressing thanks for the years of service. The people living in Hinamizawa dump their futons and padded cloaks into a stream? If it it sounds like it'd be a lot of trouble if it's backed up in the current. If it backed up the current. Maybe they should just drop some fish and have a fish wrangling competition. Skewer them and sprinkle a little salt. Oh man, I can smell it already. That's just summer camp. I never anticipated how astute Keiichi-san's imaginative capabilities would actually be. It would be so great if I could read. What? How could you tell I was thinking something silly? It was written all over your face. What sort of face could have expressed what I imagined just now? Rena demonstrated for me. I see. No argument here. It's nothing fun like that, you see. But you should still look forward to it. Let's all go together. I'll come get you that day. I don't really feel like going to festivals unless someone asks me to. I wouldn't get bored if these guys were going. You won't get bored. We're doing it again this year. Neon's proclamation came as she looked at each member in turn. What was this all about? God, the way Neon looked, it was probably our club's summer tradition, the Watanagashi 4 Demon Firefight. That sounds awful. What kind of name is that? I think it's a cute name, though. I tried to object sharply, but since Rena looked happy about it, I decided it was pointless to fight it. Since Keiichi is here this year, it becomes 5 demons. Rika-chan made a small correction in light of my presence. So, how does this funky-sounding club activity tie into the festival? Oh, this is where you exhibit the skills you've nurtured through your daily club activities. Exactly. We show the full extent of the abilities that the best of the best have obtained through our daily trials and tribulations. But last year the mayor got angry, so we need to make sure not to cause any problems this time. No murdering this time, you hoes. So basically we're doing club activities while checking out the stalls. Rika-chan really is the only one who explains things so they make sense. I see. So we'll be exhibiting on those busy festival grounds. Rena was right. Of course that'd be a reason for the mayor to get angry. But it's lots of fun. That was the only point I did not doubt. It would be, without question, fun. The day of the festival was drawing near. Well, putting that aside for now, let's start our club activities today. Any objections? Nay! Our voices rang in unison. When there's lots of people, card games really are the easiest to play. This really is the most basic of table games. Playing with a marked deck again? We'll use a new one today. There's no marks on the cards, so you're on equal footing. I wonder if that really is the case. I'll have to inspect them. Well, that was fair. Just to be safe, everyone checked the cards. Yes, this seemed to be fine. Are you all satisfied? Then today, I guess, we'll play President. That's good for 5 people. Another standard card game. First one to get rid of all their cards wins. The basic rules: play a better card than the one before. You can play straights and pairs. There are various techniques that improve the game, like reversals. But because it's such a well-known game, there are lots of house rules for it as well. The name, for example. In my hometown, we call it Millionaire. I like to go over some details. Are the jokers wild? Can you make a reversal with 3 threes? No jokers. 2 is the highest. You can reverse a reversal. You can only make a reversal with 4 of a kind, not 3. Also, you know how the peasant sends a good card to the president? None of that. While I was confirming the familiar rules, Satoko looked over at me cautiously. I probably should have tried to look like more of an amateur. I was pretty used to this game. It's President, and it's with a new deck. Today, I might be able to win. I had the gist of the rules now, but that wasn't everything, was it? So, what shall today's penalty be? About that, why don't we all write something down on the slips of paper and have the loser draw one? Oh, that seems like it could be interesting. Oh, I'll write a nasty one and have Keiichi-san draw it. It would be awful if you wrote a bad one and drew it yourself. Just don't lose. Don't you know the best? Mion handed out several slips of paper to everyone. Everybody. Then write down whatever and put it in this bag. When you lose, stick your hand inside and pick one out. Now then, what would be a good penalty? Worst case scenario, you draw what you wrote. Something too intense would be like digging your own grave. No penalty. Let's forbid that kind of idea from being written down. Rika-chan's casual suggestion caused Mion's hand to lurch to a sudden halt. Ah, that's so sneaky, Mion-san. She wrote no penalty, and the corner of the slip is folded. I see. Just in case you lost, you grab the note with a folded corner and you'd be safe. That was a good idea. Diabolical as ever, Mion. Rika-chan is quite formidable too, being able to see through that. I couldn't underestimate her even though she doesn't stand out. Everyone, don't write penalties that are too mean, okay? Nobody agreed to Rena's proposal. Everyone was ruthless. It's fine, Rena. Just don't lose. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'll try so hard everyone has to pick the penalty I write. Rena was quite brutal even though she's usually appeared meek. Better not underestimate her either. I agree with that. I'm very curious about Rena's penalty what Rena's penalty is in particular. Everyone's penalties are scary. I still don't know what Rika-chan's penalties would be like. Basically, you can't afford to lose this game. Everybody here ready? We all nodded determinedly. Having confirmed that, Mion dealt out the cards. Finally, the battle begins! I had a decent starting hand. Card after card was played in the middle. Not needing Mion to tell them, both Rika-chan and Tatako played their cards without hesitation. Ren and I were the only ones who paused to think. It seemed that Rena genuinely couldn't make up her mind, but I was different. I was like a shark stalking its prey, just waiting for the right time to strike. Huh? Will this work? Then I'll play this 3, and I'm out. 9. Nobody? 8. 7. I'm out. 5 and 5. I'm out. Then I'll discard this last one and I'm out. Bah! I missed my chance, I think is what that said. I accidentally skipped it too early. Oh noes. The loser of the first round was, of all people, Mion. And now I was certain. Today, I could win! Now then. Mi-chan, pull out one of the slips, okay? Mion, accepting her defeat, scrounged around inside the bag and pulled out one piece of paper. What? Who did this? Who wrote this? Mion quivered and shrieked. What is it? What is it? Huh? Rena was also surprised when she peeked at it. What kind of terrible thing was written on it? Pet the principal on the head. Hey, wait. How is this bad? Keiichi-san, do you not understand? The principal is balding and ashamed of it. Tatako yelled with a serious look on her face. But she wasn't as loud as Mion's shriek. What could it be? The principal is a martial arts master. He boasts about traveling around the world perfecting his skills when he was younger. He switched to teaching after seeing the poor state of education in Japan after the war. He was inhuman. Pet that guy's head? As the club president, there is no way I can set a bad example by refusing. Phew. Ooh yeah! She bellowed out a yell as she dashed off down the hallway. Wouldn't it have been easier to sneak out quietly and try to do it without making a fuss? Probably impossible. They said he used to hunt sea slugs just by sensing their presence. No, not the sea slugs! I could do nothing but wait with bated breath. Kerpow! A rumble shook the classroom. That's the principal's aerial opener. Poof pow zwap. Jashing kaboom. Following the launcher with a jab, jab, strong, fierce combo. This is even using meter. From how it sounded, the principal's jumping fierce sounds like a multi-hit combo. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Nothing I could do now except to stay calm. I understand now why there was no delinquents at the school. After a few moments of silence, Mion slumped back to us. Petted. Is that good enough? Mion said before collapsing. She's alive at least. Now we can continue the game. Monster. I was amazed that the person who made the club activities like this could say that. But now, the worst penalty is gone now, right? Right? Rena tried to lighten the mood. It was only met with Mion's malicious grin. She was serious now. I'm not holding back anymore. You'll all get yours. The pace of the game became bizarrely quick. I could tell the game had gotten more intense. Ace. 3, 4, 5, I'm out. I'm out as well. I'm out too. 3, I'm out now. Eek, I lost. This club sounds exhausting. I mean... And the heavens chose to vanquish Rena. What kind of penalty, I wonder? What kind of penalty, I wonder? It wasn't exactly hard for her to be worried. Just thinking about the level of difficulty of Mion's first penalty still made me quiver. And so, the penalty she drew with trembling fingers was... The heck was this? Speak like a maid? Huh? What is this? This one. What do I need to do? So basically, it means that you have to use the same expressions as a maid? Oh... Okay, master. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Uru. Thank you, Spooky, for that. I had no idea who wrote that penalty, but she was awesome. Then Rena, can you shuffle the cards and deal? Yes, master. I could just die right now. Anyway, let's continue. Right, Rena? Yes, master. The eagerness to which I was goading Rena into addressing me as master was downright impressive, if I do say so myself. Yeah, I won't lose anymore. I'm out. I shan't lose either. I'm out. Then with that, I'm out too. I can't believe it. Is it Rena's loss again? Rena again? What kind of penalty would it be this time? I was delighted by the mysterious sense of anticipation. Anticipation? No, this was conviction. Remove one piece of clothing from the top and bottom halves of your body. Sus. Well, that's just indecent. Who could have written this? My face reddened in anger. If I didn't yell something out, I wouldn't have been able to hide my shaking. And who did write that? God, please give that man a Nobel Prize. That would be an Inglobal Prize. Not good, not good. What I was thinking was written on my face. Well, who? Each Rena begged Mion with teary eyes, but everyone knew Mion's answer already. Nope, nope, won't go easy on you. You lost, so take it like a man. Understood, master. I'll undress. What? I looked around thinking someone else could probably stop her. Of course, I wasn't actually trying to stop her either. Then I heard the rustling of clothing. The sound of her skirt hitting the ground set my heart racing. Is this fine, master? I looked away like a gentleman. But these club activities, you need to be ruthless after all. Oh, Keiichi-san, whatever were you expecting? Certainly we would not have her strip if she weren't wearing her PE clothes underneath. Satoko poked fun at me, but right now I can't hear it. Not bad, Kei-chan. The old man has never... This old man never even thought you would go after her like that. You got it wrong. I didn't write that one. Master didn't write this one? Her squirming around in her PE clothes made it impossible for me to not feel anything. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. Mion probably wrote that one and planned to go after me as I panicked. Ow. Man. You can't fall for a trap after knowing it's a trap. Clear your head. Calm down and assess the situation. I was determined to think my way out of this, and the answer was quite simple. I win! I then became a god. I, who had already entered the domain of godhood, what would dare stand in my way? It was like they were pulled to me magnetically. I was picking up aces and twos like nobody's business. Eek! How could my luck of the draw be so bad? Satoko lost, right? I'll draw the penalty. God, this novel is hornier than I was expecting given what little I knew about Higurashi beforehand. Yeah. Speak like a little sister? Ugh. Fine. Oni-chan. Yes! The pleasure of making this brat disgrace herself. Ah. This old man loses again. Mion's lost, right? I'll draw it out. Wear a girl's school swimsuit. No! This is the one I wanted Kei-chan to get. Yes! Mion's despair was like sweet honey. Master, I lost again. Rena lost? I'll draw it for you. Let the person in the first place rest their head on your lap. How? This outfit, Master? Yeah! She's not wearing a skirt, so it's her bare legs. Really hard a 16-year-old man, huh? Eek. Oni-chan, you're too good. Satoko lost again? I'll draw it. Obey the person in first place. How about I have you give me a shoulder massage? Fine, Oni-chan. Come on, do it a bit harder. Sus. Don't use your nails. Wahahaha. I had transformed into an evil dictator and couldn't be doing any better. It felt like I could control how the cards played out with my mind, and even decide what suits would appear just by willing it. Sus. By the time I realized it, I had already assembled a harem. I'm not sure this is the harem you quite want, unless you're already excluding Satoko and Rika. Then that's fine, I guess. I was laughing haughtily as I rested my head on Rena, who was now a bloomer-clad maid. Satoko was wearing a collar and had taken on little sister properties. Mion was fanning me while wearing a school swimsuit. Oh, today is Master's overwhelming victory, isn't it? Eek, please refrain from moving your head around so much. I began to think. Why does man have no end to his desires? How could I wish for more than this palace of dreams? What is it, Keiichi? I'm saddened by the thought of a man having no end to his desires. That was it. Rika-chan hadn't been in first, but she continued to escape being in last. Keiichi is quite greedy. It said you should know when enough is enough. I know that very well, but how to say it? I feel like I wouldn't mind if I died now. Then die. Eek! Master, please refrain from moving your head around. Eek! You say you wouldn't mind dying. Then that can be arranged. Rika-chan said in her usual calm manner with a cheery tone. That was undoubtedly a declaration of war. Go, Rika-chan, go! Take him out! Defeat this archdevil of perversion! I might not be able to win, but I'll beat him. Such stoicism from this little girl who's always hidden away in Satoko's shadow. It would probably be rude to not meet her head on. I shall face you myself, little one. I saw Mion swap a few cards with Rika-chan in the middle of the game. Pretend I didn't see it. Do you believe you can defeat Keiichi-sama with just that? 2. Ace, ace, ace. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, reversal. Everybody looked over at me. I was still brimming with confidence. Mwahaha! The 4 of them having lied against me? That's it? You're making me laugh. That was good. Reversal, reversal! What? How could such a thing be? Satoko let out a shriek. Mwahaha! You simpletons! Using up all of her cards before calling the reversal left Rika-chan with no good cards. She was defeated soon after. I lost. Wahahaha! Finally, you fall into my clutches. Now I'll pick one out. Whoa! Wear cat ears, a bell collar, and a tail. Wahahaha! Even the penalties were as I wished. Keiichi-kun? Rika-chan hung her head and clipped the 3 holy artifacts. It's questionable as to why such things were in Mion's locker, but since I had no objections, I didn't ask. Wow, this was so... How? I felt like I had become Rena. This was definitely cute. Yeah. Cute, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, I want to take her home. This wasn't me talking. That was the actual Rena. Meow. As Rika-chan mimicked a cat, teary-eyed, rings of smoke escaped from Rena's ears with an audible poof. Rika-chan must take home. Taking her home. Just for a while. I won't do anything strange. Nothing strange. That's not reassuring, Rena. I see. I still have one trick left. Leon gasped and dropped her fist into her open palm. If Rena must, she can take me home. After Rena-san beats Keiichi-san, she can. Though they thought Rena in cute mode would be able to defeat me. Would it be that easy? Opposing me was the same as opposing God. I'll teach them their place. How preposterous! That Rena can't defeat me. Eep! For a moment, I didn't know what was going on. The 32 cards danced and flowed freely between Rena's hands like the machinations of a master magician. In the middle of those flowing cards was Rena's ecstatic expression, her head bobbing around. Shall we, Keiichi-kun? Hurry, hurry! My whole body knew it was already. I was going to lose. No play? Nothing to play, Kei-chan? Then, with this, I'm out! Everyone cheered. I was spent. Phew, I've got no regrets. God, thank you for letting me dream a little. Now then, I'll take one out. Keiichi-san's penalty. This is it. Everybody peeked at it in unison, gazes flicking between the text and my face. All day today I did as I pleased. I'll do whatever it is. What's going on there? All. Huh? Every penalty up until now. But what the heck? Keiichi-san, should you not be speaking like a little brother? Yes, Oni-chan. Ugh. Wow, this is quite addicting. Next I'll have you rub my shoulders. Keiichi-kun, I don't need the lap pillow, so do that other one, okay? Sure. Yes, master. Oh, Keiichi-kun, that was so cute. Say it again, say it again. No, please spare me, master. Rena passed out with a squeal, blood spewing from her nose like a fountain. My dignity was being trampled more than a communal doormat. Next one is from this old man. I'm gonna have you fan me for a good long while, you know. Whoosh, whoosh. Oh, almost forgot. You need to wear this, don't you? The school swimsuit? Ha! This is for girls! Can't I wear the one for boys? It was clearly written here, wear a girl's school swimsuit, as you can see. Satoko was like a loan shark. Actually, me trying to escape reality as fast as humanly possible was pretty adorable if I did say so myself. But whose school swimsuit am I going to wear? If I were wearing one of yours, you wouldn't like it, right? This old man doesn't care about that kind of stuff at all. Think of it as a little benefit. I'm not that in shape, so I think even Kei-chan could fit into it. The executioners surrounded me, wagging their fingers. No! My first thought, it's kinda tight around the waist. Second thought, the chest area was pretty loose. Third thought, the crotch area was... How? Keiichi-kun is bending forward. Cute, cute. You'll be ready after you wear the cat ears, bell, and tail. Kei-chan, wanna look in the mirror? It's amazing, really. It's probably best if you look. The stern, scientific, calculating nature mixed in with her fascination made Mion very scary. I would like to respectfully decline, Master. Your ensemble is complete. If only you could send you home dressed like that. Oh, Then, is this enough? I'll change and... While I was saying that, Mion placed her hands on my shoulders and Rika-chan slipped up behind me without a sound. Not yet, Keiichi. There's still the first penalty left. In this, get up! Rika-chan patted my head without saying a word. Sir, excuse me. Yes, please come in. I sit into the principal's office. My bell collar jingled adorably. The principal froze solid with a smile on his face as he saw me. I couldn't blame him. In the sacred place of study, specifically in his office, that I said excuse me as I entered, the sight of a person entering with a school swimsuit, cat ears, a collar, and a tail, and for her to be a young male student. Without a doubt, any normal person's psyche would have stopped cold. But this could be explained. We'll call it uncanny valley camouflage, if you will. When humans see others, they can only begin to act after confirming this is human. Meaning that if he could not comprehend what was in front of him, then in those moments, before he could begin to fully process the situation, his mind was completely blank. That was my one and only chance for victory. My penalty. Rubbing the principal's head. Principal! I challenge you! I heard what sounded like a shashing 3 times. His 3-gauge super? The principal said one thing to me. What does it mean to be a man? And in a heartbeat. Boo. The tremor resounded through the Hinamizawa night twilight. Keiichi has been obliterated, yes. As is deserved, frankly. Rena was given permission to caress Rika-chan's head as much as she wanted, so they headed home together, very pleased. Once again today, it was just Mion and I going home. Man, that was intense. I didn't know Kei-chan was so good at president. No, I was more surprised than anyone. If I was playing with guys, I wouldn't have been that strong. But still, it was pretty bad. Being carried off on a stretcher in that outfit will probably haunt me until the day I die. But that's fine, isn't it? You were able to do something to boast about for the ages, too. Oh. Well, when she says it like that, we both smiled at each other. Oh, we meet again, Keiichi-kun. It was Tomitake-san. It felt like I'd been running into him quite often. Hey, take any good pictures? Well, a few. So, Tomitake-san suddenly leaned over and whispered into my ear. You sure get around. Today you already have a different girl? It's not like that. No need to hide it. It's important to get lots of experience when you're young. Because Tomitake-san let out such a crude laugh, Mion knew what we were talking about without even hearing his whispering. I've heard quite through the grapevine that Mr. Tomitake-san is quite the catch himself. No, that wasn't my intention. Sure. Keep up the good work and take plenty of pictures. See ya! Mion seemed to really want to get out of this lout quickly. From the way she spoke, it seemed as if Mion knew Tomitake-san quite well. How's the year treating you, mister? Staying until the Watanagashi? Tomitake-san, have you ever had, like, normal friends? I don't think so. Yep, I plan to. After photographing, really. After photographing the festival, I plan on heading toward... In my experience, straight people usually don't. True. Anyways, he plans on heading back to Tokyo. Being a photographer sure is easy. Be sure to win some big reward and become famous. You spent all of your best years on photography after all. I don't think I'm that far gone. Don't they say men start developing their own unique flavor in their 30s? What does it matter what you taste like? That's so gross. After photographing the photography. Oh, look at the time. I need to get back to the inn before it gets dark. Tomitake-san began to take his leave with a dry laugh. It did look like he was outmatched by Mion. Now then, I'll see you both at the festival. After waving a hand cheerfully, Tomitake-san disappeared amidst the cries of the Higurashi. The way he's going, he probably won't ever get famous. If I had him... I had him promise he'd display a picture of me if he ever opened up a gallery, but I don't think that'll ever happen. So you know Tomitake-san? Yeah, he's an acquaintance of sorts, but you know how easy it is to tell who's an outsider. It sounded like you met him all the time. Tomitake-san comes around to Hinamizawa regularly. Maybe 2-3 times a year. He's been taking photos of the seasonal scenery and wild birds, but well, those photos really are nothing to phone home about. The image Mion painted of Tomitake-san was fairly unique. The Tomitake-san I knew was more mysterious. The words flowed naturally from my mouth. I wonder if he's really here to take photos of birds. Mion stared blankly at me as if to ask, why do you say that? It just seems he's here for something other than taking pictures, I think. Don't you get that feeling? Like about that something or the other. Good job, self. Ready to click ahead. I guess there is the log here. Aha. Like about that incident. The dismemberment. Oh, you too? If so, you got good instincts, Kei-chan. She agreed with what I thought, but was quite chipper in how she said it. You knew about it then, Mion? Of course. He might be able to pull one over on everyone else, but he can't fool this old man. Mion was posturing pretentiously, but I had easily come to a very different conclusion from what she was imagining. It felt like all apprehensions I had about Tomitake-san disappeared, lifting a burden off my shoulders. I was finally able to appreciate how clear the evening sky over Hinamizawa was. Ah! I exhaled everything in my lungs and inhaled just as much. It smelled like dusk. What is it, Kei-chan? It's just that I never thought the cries of the Higurashi could feel this good. What's got into you all of a sudden, Kei-chan? We both continued to giggle, not knowing why. I wonder what Rena is doing. I bet she's getting her fill of Rika-chan by now. She's probably in the middle of asking her over so she can treat her to dinner. It'd be great if she's able to take her home. I wonder. Rika-chan is pretty good at that stuff. Yeah, I feel the same. That head patting penalty was probably from Rika-chan. I thought so too. The only one who could get away with patting his head is Rika-chan after all. Just pointless chit-chat. The hot day felt like it was being cooled down by the cries of the Higurashi. Oh, thank God. Okay. I was really hoping we were getting to a stopping point because it legitimately is almost 1 a.m. of Fate Worse Than Death. I don't like that achievement. But yeah, it is late. Originally I was thinking, like, oh yeah, I'll just play this game until the end because it's just a whole one-off in theory. But no, I looked it up in the middle of this. It is 10 hours. So we're nearly halfway through at least. But it is 10 hours. Just for the main story. No extra anything. So yeah, I'll be streaming it again for probably the next 2 weeks. And I guess I'll have you guys vote for, spaces out, I forgot what I was saying. I got distracted by your guys' messages. Right. Votes. I'll have that affect the Saturday streams for now. until this is done. Because luckily that it won't be too long since I've already done about half of it. So like maybe 2 or 3 more weeks. Yay, mini-series. But yeah, I've done a whole ass half shift with this shit. Yeah. No 10-minute break either. I want to save before I forget to do that, because I would do that. I would just blatantly forget. Anyways, though, this was a time. This was a time. Yeah. Good night. I'll catch you guys tomorrow with the nappy naps. Bye bye.